Hey there, survivors of Arrakis! If you're diving into Dune Awakening and wondering which class to pick, you've come to the right place. The game's got 5 core classes, each with their own cool abilities and playstyles, so choosing the right one at the start really sets the tone for your whole adventure. Whether you're into getting up close and personal with some heavy-hitting brawls or prefer a more tactical, support-style role, there's something here for everyone. In this video, we're breaking down the best classes for leveling up fast, rocking solo play, crushing PvE content, and just plain having fun if you're new to the game. All our picks come straight from the beta experience, balance insights, and what the community's been buzzing about. So stick around. By the end, you'll know exactly which class fits your vibe on the harsh deserts of Arrakis. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking classes in Dune Awakening. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
My friends, only 0.1% of viewers subscribe. If you like this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance for your support.
The classes in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Trooper. Alright, let's talk about the Trooper class, the solid all-around buddy you want in your squad, but who somehow never steals the spotlight. It's that friend who's good at everything, but not exactly the superstar of any one thing. Balanced? Oh yeah, like a perfectly baked cake that's neither too sweet nor too bland. The Trooper comes packing with skill trees that offer a nice mix of damage and utility, making it useful from the get-go all the way to those late-game battles where you're desperately praying RNG is on your side. Now, if you dive into the tactical technology skill tree, which by the way sounds way cooler than it is, you'll find the Shigarwire Claw. Imagine the gadget that not only lets you zip across the dangerous sands of Arrakis like a boss, but also stuns your enemies long enough to get some free hits in. It's like having a Swiss Army knife that also punches you in the face, super handy early game when you're still figuring out which end of the knife to hold. But here's the kicker, even though the Trooper is this steady, dependable class, it doesn't get a higher spot on the tier list because of a weird twist. The Trooper trainer unlocks pretty early, which means you can unlock a lot of those sweet Trooper skills even if you start with another class. So it's kind of like the class that's everywhere but nowhere at the same time. Your skills will be Trooper flavored, but your starting package might not be. At the end of the day, the Trooper class is the ultimate utility player. It doesn't scream, "Look at me," but quietly carries the team through thick and thin. If you want a class that's reliable and won't let you down in the heat of battle, the Trooper is your go-to. It's the unsung hero of Dune Awakening, the one that's always got your back, even if it's not hogging the highlight reel. The classes in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Planetologist and Bene Gesserit. Alright, let's dive into 2 of the A tier classes that really spice up your late game strategy in Dune Awakening, the Planetologist and the Bene Gesserit. These classes aren't your go-to for a breezy early run, but oh boy, once you hit those late stages, they turn the whole game on its head. Starting with the Planetologist, this class is like that nerdy genius who's obsessed with numbers and efficiency. Not the flashiest fighter in the room, but man, does it bring some serious utility. The Planetologist isn't available as a starting class, so you won't see it right out of the gate. But once you get to the late game, it becomes absolutely indispensable. Its skill trees, scientist and a mechanic, focus on boosting your resource management skills. We're talking about increasing resource yields by up to a whopping 40%. That's like getting a 40% bigger paycheck without doing extra work. And if you're into vehicles, the mechanic tree makes them way more useful, turning your ride into a proper war machine or desert taxi. But the real magic happens when you dip into the explorer skill tree. This is where the Planetologist shines like a diamond buried under the Arrakis sands. You get to create area sync charts, fancy maps that show resource hotspots, plus improvements to capturing hydration and recognizing spice bed density. If you thought late game farming was a grind, think again. This class makes it feel like a walk in the park, on a desert planet with giant worms lurking nearby. So yeah, Planetologist is basically your best friend for all things resource and terrain in the late game. Definitely worth planning your build around it if you want to crush those endgame goals. Now, flipping over to the Bene Gesserit, the class that's basically the sneaky ninja of Dune Awakening. This one's got a higher skill curve, so it's not really for button mashers or first timers. But for players who love a good challenge and enjoy playing mind games, Bene Gesserit is pure gold. The class thrives on stealth, deception, and battlefield control, especially by manipulating NPCs. You're basically a puppet master out there, making enemies dance to your tune without them even realizing it. The Weirding Way skill tree is where Bene Gesserit really earns its stripes. Abilities like Weirding Step and Bindu Sprint let you assassinate targets with lethal speed and vanish before anyone even knows what happened. Imagine sneaking up, taking down a high-value enemy, and ghosting out without a trace. That's the vibe here. Plus, this class offers some sweet damage resistance and excels at debuffing enemies, which means you can tank a bit while wrecking their buffs. Not exactly beginner friendly, but once you master it, you feel like an absolute legend. It's a perfect fit if you want to be the shadow lurking in the dunes, striking fear into your opponents both in player versus environment and player versus player battles. So, if you're aiming for late game domination with a smart, resource-focused approach, the Planetologist is your ticket. But if you want to dance in the shadows and control the fight with finesse and deception, the Bene Gesserit is where you want to invest your skill points. Both classes demand patience and the mastery, but reward you with unique, game-changing advantages that no other class can quite match. Which one sounds like your vibe? The brainy Ryoskuru or the stealthy Desert Ghost? The classes in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Swordmaster and Mentat. Alright, now we're stepping into the big leagues with the S tier classes, those bad boys that pretty much scream, I'm here to dominate from the moment you pick them. First up, let's talk about the Swordmaster. If classes were people, the Swordmaster would be that friend who's both your hype squad and your bodyguard. Balanced, reliable, and deadly. What makes the Swordmaster such a standout is its triple threat skill tree setup. The blade tree cranks up your melee weapon damage so you can slice and dice like a pro chef on Arrakis. Then there's the will, which isn't just about grit, but also helps you shrug off damage and heal better, basically making you that annoying opponent who just won't go down. And don't forget the way, which boosts your physical abilities across the board. It's like leveling up your character's cheat codes for strength and agility. Plus, starting with the knee charge ability is a genius move. It's both a dash to close distance or escape, and a powerful hit to catch enemies off guard, perfect for early skirmishes. If you're just jumping into Dune Awakening and want a solid pick that won't let you down, Swordmaster's your go-to. It's the kind of class that feels good in your hands, reliable in any fight, and grows stronger without needing some crazy build or insane skill. Whether you're slicing through low-level baddies or trading blows with the big bosses, it has your back. Now, flipping over to the Mentat. This class is the master tactician's dream come true. If you like having control over the battlefield and making every move count, Mentat is where you want to be. This class shines early on because of the Sentinel skill, which lets you plop down a turret that guards an area like a mini fortress. Imagine scouting the dangerous Arrakis terrain while your turret keeps those pesky enemies at bay. Total peace of mind. Mentat isn't just about defense either. Its skill trees are versatile and scale beautifully into the late game. You get damage boosts for ranged weapons and poison, which is great if you prefer keeping your distance and letting your enemies slowly suffer. On top of that, you can generate power to buff your nearby teammates and deploy traps that slow down or reveal sneaky foes. Basically, you're turning the battlefield into your personal chessboard and forcing everyone to play by your rules. So, whether you want the thrill of swordplay and brute strength with the Swordmaster, or prefer the strategic, tactical domination that comes with the Mentat, both these S-tier classes give you a huge advantage from the start and keep you relevant all the way to the end game. It's like choosing between a hammer and a sniper rifle. Either way, you're packing serious firepower and style. Which one fits your playstyle? The warrior who's up close and personal, or the mastermind pulling all the strings from the shadows? The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.